Alright guys, changes in price level. Alright, so we're going to look at the basics. We have the CPI, some different terms, market basket, price index, price level, inflation rate. So, general rule of thumb, when we're talking about this, we're looking at changes in inflation and price level. So as a result of that, what we're trying to do is show specifically the change in GDP that is caused by the change in price level. We want to use the given year prices. So if we're calculating inflation or price index for 2014, we're going to use 2014's prices, and we're going to use the base year, the output of a base year, so from 2013 or 2012, because we need to make sure that we want to hold the output constant. Excuse me, because if we don't, then it's impossible for us to know whether the change in nominal GDP was caused by a change in output or a change in price level. So we are specifically looking at the change in price level. Alright, the first most basic way to do this is by using the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. Just basic review, this is a hypothetical set of goods by a typical American family that are purchased. So it's consumer goods only, no production, no anything else, no government purchases, consumer goods, typical American family is what makes up the CPI. There is also a PPI, which is similar, but it's for producers. So producers or production price index, hypothetical basket of goods that producers use. Alright, so how we calculate this, price index is equal to the cost of a market basket in a given year over the cost of a market basket in the base year, and then you multiply that times 100. So the only thing that we change is which prices to use. So we use the prices of that year. We use the same output every time. We use the base year's output. So here's our hypothetical example. For each of the following years, calculate the price index. 2013 is the base year. So keeping that in mind, we know that we use base year's output, so that means we ignore 2014 and 2015. We ignore those outputs, 120 and 200. We should be using only the price level of the given year that we're trying to solve for, and 2013, the base year's output. So how would this look? Which I guess I should have told you to pause it before to solve it. So pause it, solve all three, and then we can check your answers by going on to the next slides. For 2013, we use 2013's price and output because it is the base year. So we do 10 times 100, which equals 1,000. So our price index is going to be 1,000 for both years, again, because it's the given and the base. So 1,000 divided by 1,000 times 100 equals 1 times 100 equals 100. This will always be the answer in the base year because the cost of the market basket in the given year is always the same as the cost of the market basket in the base year if it is in fact the base year. So that answer will always be 100. 2014, we use again 2014 prices, 2013 output. So we do $12 this time times 100, and then that's over 10 times 100 because again that's the base year. So we come out with 1,200 over 1,000. We multiply it by 100, so we end up with 1.2 times 100, which is 120. You do not use any symbols. The answer, the price index, is simply 100 for 2013, and it is 120 for 2014. There is no percent sign. There is nothing else. There's not a dollar sign. That is just the price index is 120. Next, 2015. Again, we do the same idea. This time we use, for the given year, 15 as our price. Output remains the same as 100, so we do 15 times 100, and we're still over our base year, 10 times 100. So that's going to give us 1,500 over 1,000 times 100, and that's going to come to 1.5. Multiply that by 100 equals 150. So again, that's our price index for those various years. So we have 100, 120, and 150. So there's our answers. So now another way that this question could go is to ask what is the inflation rate in 2015. Unless they specifically tell you otherwise, Inflation is from one year to the next, so going from 2014 to 2015, or from 2013 to 2014. So why that's important is that there's no need for a base year anymore, so the base year is no longer relevant for this. All right, so how do we solve for the inflation rate? Inflation rate equals, and you have the formula in front of you, price level of year 2 minus the price level in year 1, and then you divide that by the price level of year 1 and multiply your answer by 100. So we're looking for the change. So this is all we're doing is a percent change is what we're solving for really. So if we're solving for 2015, so that's what I'm going to ask you to do. Show the inflation rate in 2015. Go ahead and pause it. You can go back to get the numbers and hit play when you're ready. Alright, so 2015's inflation rate, we do again, like it said, price level year 2 minus price level of year 1. So 150 minus 120, and then we put that over the price level of year 1 times 100. So come out to 30 over 120, which is 1/4 or 0.25 times 100, which equals 25%. So our inflation rate in 2015 was 25%. So again, remember, base year doesn't matter. You're not going all the way back to the first year. You're going back one single year. So again, this is just reiterating. You use the symbol here for inflation rate because it's a percentage change. Price index, no symbol. All right, this has been a La Money production.